Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and what you will see is, should be, okay, Kagan, give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Perfect, okay. These are some slides that I feel like has the most important and valuable information as far as getting started with 80-Day Obsession tomorrow is concerned. Now, before we kind of go into all of this material, I do want to say we had lots of ladies get added to the group like the day before yesterday and today. So there's going to be several of us that don't have our challenge packs yet. So I will talk through sort of that process with you if that is the situation that you're in. You can still absolutely get started with the program tomorrow without your pack. Really, the only thing that you're going to kind of be missing out on is the Shakeology. And I'll show you kind of where Shakeology fits into the meal plan. You can just substitute another protein and fruit and teaspoon into what would be your Shakeology meal until your Shakeology comes in. As far as the meal plan is concerned, you have access to that on Beachbody on Demand under program materials. I'll talk about that in a second too. You already have access to the workouts on Beachbody on Demand. And so you won't have your bands or sliders either, so you'll have to modify some moves. But it's still totally possible, totally doable. I am on day, I believe tomorrow is day 38 of my first round of 80-Day Obsession. So although I won't be on the exact day of the program, as some of you, and let me back up a second. There are 4 of us coaches co-leading this group together. And so 3 of the 4 of us are on day 38 or whatever it is of 80-Day Obsession now. So we will kind of be sharing our experiences with the program thus far. And although that we won't be doing the exact workout on the exact day as you, we're still going through the process of 80-Day Obsession. So that just might look a little bit differently. But I think it's also going to kind of add like an extra layer of awesomeness to this group, because there are going to be some things that you're going to experience and kind of as you kind of navigate the process of 80-Day Obsession that we have already had experience with. So I think it'll be really useful information, and it'll work out really great. So don't stress out if you don't have your pack yet. I will talk with you about the portion containers and how to modify the workouts as we progress throughout this call. And then of course, as we progress throughout the group until you get your pack, we can help you with that as well. So the first thing that I want to do, if I can make it work, is watch this really short, quick video clip it from Mel Robbins. If you're not familiar with Mel Robbins, you need to get familiar with her, read one of her books. She's fabulous. She created what we like to call a 5-second rule. And I feel like going into 80-Day Obsession, you really have to focus on your mindset and your perspective, because it's not going to be easy. The workouts are going to be challenging, but you can do them. But it's more of sort of that internal battle that you're going to have to fight and struggle through, and realize that your mind is stronger than your body and you can get through anything. And if you just stay committed, stick to the program, make yourself a priority, focus on self-love and self-care, by the end of these 80 days, I can promise you your life will be changed. So I just kind of wanted to kick this call off with this little short video.
There are so many people in the world, and you may be watching this right now, and you have these incredible ideas, and what you think is missing is motivation. And that's not true, because the way that our minds are wired, and the fact about human beings, is that we are not designed to do things that are uncomfortable or scary or difficult. Our brains are designed to protect us from those things, because our brains are trying to keep us alive. And in order to change, in order to build a business, in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary, which sets up this problem for all of us. You're never going to feel like it. Motivation's garbage. You only feel motivated to do the things that are easy. We all have a habit of hesitating. We have an idea. You're sitting in a meeting. You have this incredible idea. And instead of just, saying it, you stop and you hesitate. You can truly trace every single problem or complaint in your life to silence and hesitation. Those are decisions. And what I do and what's changed my life is waking up and realizing that motivation's garbage. I'm never going to feel like doing the things that are tough or difficult or uncertain or scary or new. So I need to stop waiting until I feel like it. And number two, I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income, a totally different relationship with my kids. Your life comes down to your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you will change everything.
So what I'm hopeful that you got from that little 2-minute snippet from Mel Robbins is that there are going to be days where you're not going to want to press play, where you're not going to want to try to sit down and figure out the meal plan and get your workout block down and drink your Shakeology and stay on track or log in the group. But you have to remind yourself that unless you force that change and you remember why you started in the first place, you're going to have to use those things and channel those things in order to continue moving forward. So I want you to remember that on the days where it gets hard and where you just feel like you want to give up, use our group for that. Our group, the purpose of an accountability group, and the reason why we don't just give you this program and say good luck is because the community and the support that come from our accountability group and our challenge group is the extra piece of the puzzle that would be missing if we didn't give that to you. Because you get to share your struggles, but also celebrate your victories and ask for meal plan ideas and recipe sharing. And it's just a really awesome place for you to go through this process with people who just get it with you. So let's start off with looking at some results. So we'll start off with my results so far. I've shared these on my social media page. Maybe you've seen them. The picture on the left was from when I started the program about 39 days ago. And then I ended phase 1 on the right, which, let's see, we're starting week 3 of phase 2. So this was like 2 weeks ago, I guess. I did not lose a pound. Actually, I gained like 1.2 or 1.3 pounds, the difference between these photos. But I lost like, I don't know, it was like 4.5 inches or something. So once again, just to kind of reiterate a couple things, do not rely on the scale. Yes, we want you to weigh yourself at the beginning, at the end of phase 1, at the end of phase 2, and at the end. However, these workouts are going to challenge you in a way that is going to force you to build lean muscle and lose fat. So the scale is not always going to be, actually, it's probably more often than not going to be an exact sort of indication as to the progress that you're making. I stepped on the scale and my initial reaction was to get discouraged right off the bat. I knew that I felt better and that I looked better, but then whenever I put these side by sides together, I decided that the scale would never have that much control over me again. And so I just want to kind of encourage you and remind you that as well. We're also going to encourage you to, of course, do your before pictures and measurements and weight, which we'll talk about in a second, but then stay off the scale and don't take your measurements again until the end of phase 1. Because that has like a weird way of playing with our mind and playing, tricks with our mind and stuff. If those numbers aren't moving as quickly as we had hoped they would, your body is going to experience lots of changes over the course of the first 4 weeks, especially over the course of the first 4 weeks of this program, which is the entire phase 1 process. So lots of things are going to be happening. So the way that people see changes and the changes, that happen to each of us based on our body type and our current fitness level and sort of where we're at in the stage of the game is going to look different. So here are some other before and after pictures. This is a husband and wife couple that went through the initial coach test group. There has only been one coach test group that has gone through the entire program in its entirety thus far. And then those of us that are in the second coach test group, like I said, are on day about 39. So this couple did this together. Here's some more before and afters. What I was really strategic in the before and afters that I picked because I wanted everybody that's going through this 80-day obsession process with us to see that it doesn't matter your body type, it doesn't matter where you're starting, you will see change if you stick to the process. So I'll just flip through a couple of these. Like I said, I'll post all these slides in the recording of this call at the end, so you'll be able to go back and see them. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to kind of walk through with you all, I'm going to come back to the slides in just a minute, but you should have received an email if you're one of my clients from me, if not from your coach. If you haven't, be sure to ask them. That gives you sort of like a welcome email that gives you a link to this website. This website is our team of coaches is called the Dream Dynasty, and this is sort of our resource hub for all of our customers and clients. It is definitely geared more towards those that are in like a 21-day group, a little less, extensive and intense of a program. But the sort of staple pieces on this website are incredibly helpful for those of us that are starting 80-Day Obsession. Some of us starting 80-Day Obsession maybe have gone through a 21-day accountability group before. Some of us may be brand new to these accountability groups and have no idea what Beachbody On Demand is. And so that is basically the point of this website. In case you have not accessed this website yet, the website is www.thedreamdynasty.com if you want to write that down. And then you'll have to input a password onto the website. The password is capital D, challenge, with a capital C. So I want to encourage you to just kind of walk through these modules. The Nutrition 101 will look different because you're doing 80-Day Obsession, but this module 3, the Beachbody On Demand module, will show you how to use your Beachbody On Demand. Now, one thing that I want to show you while we're here is where, for those of you that do not have your challenge packs yet, which is why I'm kind of going off script right now, you can access the entire meal plan on your Beachbody On Demand account. So you'll go to beachbodyondemand.com, or you can use the app on your phone, however you've decided to download it. You'll click on the 80-Day Obsession program, and then right here under program materials, you can find this starter guide. You'll need to print this, and then if you click on nutrition, you will see the food list. You will see, depending on which bracket you fall into, that comes from the starter guide. We're going to walk through all that in a second. All the eating plans are here. I mean, anything and there's tracking devices here, anything and everything that you could need for the program that you feel like you're missing out on because you don't have your pack can be found right here. So the first thing that you'll need to do is print that starter guide, and then depending on which bracket you fall into, you'll need to print that meal plan as well. So I just kind of wanted to show you all that while we're there. Let me go back really quick and just show you. If you click on workout list, this is where you will access all of your workouts. So just watch this little training video right here in module 3 and it'll kind of show you that. This kind of shows you some ins and outs of the My Challenge Tracker app, which is where our group is hosted. This is just like a 12-minute meal prep video that I did to kind of show you how I meal prep, generally speaking. This is some information on Shakeology, the Beachbody Challenge, which we'll talk about, and then personal development, which we'll also talk kind of about self-care throughout the course of our call tonight. And then this is some resources. For example, if you want to change your Shakeology flavor, you can come here. If you want to add the Beachbody Performance line, you can come here. So really just some, additional tips and tricks to kind of help you as you navigate this experience. So there's that. Okay, so the My Challenge Tracker app. This is essentially the accountability part of this process. So you have your workouts, you have your meal plan, which we'll talk about in a second, don't freak out. What is this accountability piece? So the accountability piece is the My Challenge Tracker app. This is where you will log and share everything. You will notice I want to encourage you to watch that My Challenge Tracker app training that I just showed you on that other website. To show you exactly how to work the app as far as logging and your settings and your push notifications and things like that are concerned. But this is kind of the gist of what the purpose of that app is for. You'll log your workout every day. You'll log your Shakeology every day. We will share recipes with you. We'll share our meal plans in there. You'll share your struggles and your challenges, but also your victories and your successes. So if you have what we like to call a non-scale victory of the fact that you can more comfortably fit into your skinny jeans that you couldn't fit into before, we will celebrate those victories with you. So those are the kind of things that you'll share in the group. You will update your progress photos and measurements and weight there in the app. And the purpose of this is to use it as accountability, motivation to push yourself forward, support from the group, and you never know who you may be inspiring by sharing your results. Now, here's the thing. When you update your measurements and your weights and all of that in the group and you take your progress photos, you will not be required to share those with the group. However, by sharing them with the group, you're accomplishing these 4 things. You're holding yourself accountable. Like if you know in 4 weeks, you have to share your end of phase 1 progress photos with our group, you're probably going to stick to the plan a little bit better than if not. It will help you stay motivated and then, like I said, support and inspiration. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there are 4 of us coaches that are co-leading this group, myself, and then there's another coach named Mallory, Allison, and Angela. And so what you will see at the beginning of every single day around 7 a.m. Central Standard Time is a daily post by one of us coaches. Now, this post will probably be centered around the workout that we're doing that day, or just some kind of tip, trick, or guidance piece to help you push through that day specifically. We will also be sharing throughout the course of the day, outside of everybody logging their workouts and shakes, any sort of motivation or inspiration that you want to share in the group. You will be seeing that throughout the day. So what I want you to do for sure is figure out how to use the My Challenge Tracker app. One thing I will tell you for sure that you need to be aware of, let me pull up the app really quick and see if I can show you on my computer. This home little button right here, that's the little house, that's your home screen. This will be where the latest coach post is shown. So you'll have to click this second tab that has the 3 little people in order to see the entire group feed. So be sure that up here at the top, you'll see the pinned post. So you'll need to be looking for that pinned post every day because that is going to be that daily post by the coach that day. But then as long as you're on that little 3-person tab, you can see, everybody's post that has posted that day. And then, there's like settings. Be sure that your push notifications are turned on so that you get notifications when somebody posts in the group. And then also be sure you check the files tab of the group. I haven't uploaded anything there just yet, but myself and some of the other coaches will be uploading some meal plan ideas, some tracker templates and things like that. So just be sure you're checking out that files tab. Also, you will be required to post your meal plans for the week every Sunday evening. This is just to help you kind of add another accountability piece and layer onto what the group does for you and the fact that you have to plan for the week. This is not a program that you can just fly by the seat of your pants with because it is focused all around time and nutrition, which is focused all around your workout and your workout block. So you have to be prepared for every single week, the weekend before. And we'll, of course, talk about that. Okay, so let's get started as far as before and after pictures and then specifically the meal plan. So step 1, all of this information, like I said, is in that Getting Started Right guide. So you need to go to Beachbody On Demand, you need to click on Program Materials, and you need to click on the Getting Started PDF, and you need to print it. All of this stuff is in there. But kind of the first step in that process is to take your before pictures and measurements. That should be done today, right now, if you haven't done it already. And then, like I said, you'll update those photos and measurements at the end of phase 1 and at the end of phase 2. If you have looked at the workout calendar by now, which is another thing for those of you that don't have your packs yet, if you've gotten your pack, you got a little tri-fold workout calendar with it. If you haven't gotten your pack yet, you can print the workout calendar from that Program Materials on Beachbody On Demand. So be sure you go there, print out the workout calendar, and all of that stuff is there for you. So just be sure to take a look at that. For tips on how to take your before pictures and measurements, you can go to Beachbody On Demand and you can click on the Team Beachbody blog and you can search for the how to take before and afters. It's pretty simple. You just stand in front of, something that's kind of a plain background so it's not distracting. You can take it in a sports bra and tights, or a sports bra and shorts, or a swimsuit, or a fitted tank top and, fitted tights, whatever you feel most comfortable in and whatever you feel like is going to help you gauge your progress the best, is how I will encourage you to take those progress pictures. Now, this little sort of blurb at the bottom that says beachbodychallengecontest.com. At the end of the program, you can submit your before and after pictures to this website, the beachbodychallengecontest.com, and you will get a free t-shirt just like this one that I'm wearing. You can get a t-shirt or a tank and it's free. It doesn't matter how great your results were or how not so great your results were. As long as you submit a before and after picture, you will get a free shirt. So that's super great. They also give away money for really awesome transformations. So check out that website. Keep that in mind. there is this little picture that I have over here of how to track your measurements. This is in your getting started guide. So just know you have access to everything that I'm talking about and showing you in this presentation right now. After you do that, the next thing that you're going to do is calculate your calorie target. So this is in that Getting Started Right guide. You will use your current weight, you'll multiply it by 11. That number gives you your caloric baseline. You'll add 600 to that, and that is your maintenance calories. So this is, now I'm talking to lots of different groups of people, so bear with me here. If you do not want to lose weight, you just want to maintain the weight that you're at, you just want to kind of, you know, tone up, challenge yourself, try a different program, this is where you will stop. Once you add the 600, you will stop here. Whatever that number is, that's what calorie bracket and plan you're going to follow. However, also if you are nursing, I don't think we have any nursing mamas in here, but if we do, maybe we do have one. If you are nursing, this is where you will stop because you obviously need the extra calories for milk production. If you're not either one of those and your goal is to lose some weight, you're going to move on to step C. You're going to calculate your calorie target by taking those maintenance calories and subtracting 750. That number that you get right there, you're going to take and plug into this calorie target range and see where you fit. So for example, if you weigh, let me see, I'm going to pull out my calculator so I don't get numbers wrong. And this definitely is going to be a little bit longer than 30 minutes. Sorry. If you weigh 180 pounds, we'll multiply 180 by 11, and then we're going to add 600. So if you have no plans to lose weight, you just want to maintain, or if you're a breastfeeding mama, that number is 2580 for you. You're going to stop right there. So then you would come over here and you would be eating, it would put you in plan F. I would probably bump you down to plan E because that is a lot of food. And you're barely in plan F. So that's how that would work. However, if your goal is to lose weight, we're going to subtract 750. That gives us 1830. So we're going to come over here. That puts us in plan C. Now, you have to be flexible with this. And I'm going to try to say this as kind of nice, but firm as possible. Because I'm in the coach test group and I'm running a current 80-day obsession group over on Facebook now. If you are barely in that bracket, like for example, I just used a 180-pound example, it puts us at 1830. You will notice that that is at the very bottom end of plan C to lose weight. If I'm your coach, I as your coach would tell you to bump down to plan B since you're barely in plan C. I would advise you to bump down to plan B and see how you feel. Give it a week because I promise it's going to be more food than you think, and you're probably going to be texting your coach saying, there's no way I can eat all of this food in plan C. However, if you don't feel comfortable with that, try plan C for a week, see how you're feeling. If if you feel miserable because it's so much food, then we can talk about bumping you down. There's a fine line here, and we'll have to work together, either myself and you, or if another coach in this group is your coach and you will have to work together throughout, especially the entirety of phase 1, the first 4 weeks or so, to ensure that you're allowing your body to adjust to the amount of food that you're going to be eating, and that you feeling hungry and lethargic and tired and sore is truly just your body kind of detoxing and figuring out what the heck you're doing to it versus you truly needing more calories. At the same time, the way that this program is structured, like you need fuel, right, to get through these workouts and to restore glycogen to your muscles. So there is a chance that if you get through phase 1 and you're seeing no changes at all, there's a chance that we would need to bump you up because your body's not getting enough calories in order to keep your metabolism going. So what I want to encourage you to do is figure out your calorie target range. If you're barely in, plan C or D or B, talk with your coach and see where they suggest you kind of start at and go from there. You're going to have to give your body time to adjust. So it's going to be uncomfortable for a couple days, maybe even a couple weeks. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But that is how you calculate your calorie target bracket, and then you figure out which plan you're eating in. Now, Once you figure out which plan you're eating in, you're going to go onto Beachbody On Demand under that program materials. I put a little screenshot here for you guys that I showed you just a second ago, and you're going to find eating plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and you're going to print that eating plan. We're going to look at what that looks like in just a minute, but that basically tells you exactly what you should be eating every single day based on that. We also have vegan eating plans, so if that's your jam, be sure that you look for that one specifically, and that is going to give you your eating plan. The next thing you need to do is watch the starter videos. So there is a quick start tips video, there's an eating plan tips video, and there's a weekly obsession. What weekly obsession is, and this is one of my favorite parts about this program that I have found out so far, is at the end of every week, after you do, every Saturday is our cardio flow workout. After you do cardio flow, you watch a weekly obsession video, and it is literally the behind the scenes look at Autumn and the cast. So the cast that filmed these workouts with Autumn, who is the trainer in case you don't know, they are going through this program from start to finish just like you and I are. So they're experiencing like sugar detoxing and their muscles being sore, and you know, like they film these workouts live, so you see them like pushing and muddling through some of these moves, and it's just, it makes it much more real. And they're not just like these perfect little like fitness icons that are doing these workouts, because honestly, I don't know that I would still be in the program at this point if that was the case, because it's much more motivating to me to see like real raw people pushing through these workouts with Autumn, just like I'm having to. So it'd be really easy to give up otherwise. Because I think that it's really easy for us, not only as humans, but as women, to compare ourselves to other people, which we're going to focus on not doing in this specific group. And whenever, you know, like if you're watching these videos and you're like really struggling and you're having trouble pushing through, and you look up at the screen and there's all these like perfect, like really strong people going through these workouts, it would be really easy for you to say like, oh, well, of course they're getting through it, like they're fit or they're in shape. But that's not the case here. All the cast members in 80 Day Obsession are real, and they're going through this program from start to finish just like you and me. So I love the weekly obsession videos for sure. How to get your workouts? Obviously, Beachbody On Demand. The workout calendar is on there. Like I said, it comes in your pack, or you can just print it. I always put my workout calendar in my workout space, because there's just something so gratifying and satisfying about being able to cross off that day and know that you did your workout that day. So be sure to have your calendar printed or you know, pulled from your pack and put in your workout space. Here are the workouts that you will go through in phase 1. Total body core will be every Monday. Booty day will be Tuesday. Cardio core will be Wednesday. Triple A, which is arms, abs, and booty, will be Thursday. Legs will be Friday, and cardio flow will be Saturday. Don't let that word flow after cardio fool you, because there is nothing like flowy about that workout. It is tough. For those of you that are not used to longer workouts, you will, if you've done an accountability group before, your workouts were probably 30 minutes. These are definitely a little bit longer. They go by really fast though, because you're challenging your body in ways that it's never been challenged before. So don't allow, you know, the 60-minute or the 45-minute time frame scare you. There's not a timer at the bottom of the workout like most of our workouts, so it's really easy for you to kind of lose track of time, and then next thing you know, the workout's over. There's also 2 bonus routines for self-care. One's 15 minutes, one's 20 minutes. They are a foam rolling little exercise that you'll do on some Sundays, and then just a stretching exercise that you'll do on some Sundays. So Sunday is our rest days, and self-care is encouraged. So this is stretching, foam rolling, soaking in the bathtub, relaxing, getting ready for the week, just really focusing on making yourself a priority. And that is kind of the purpose of this program. So the program is called 80 Day Obsession, which I didn't love at first, because I don't want my customers or clients or, you know, ladies that I'm helping or trying to motivate to ever feel like they have to be like overly obsessed with like being healthy or fit. But if you kind of shift your perspective around what this 80-day obsession really means, it just means getting obsessed with taking care of yourself. And there is nothing wrong with that. I'm a firm believer in that, especially now that I'm on day 39. So becoming obsessed with making yourself a priority and finding time to take care of yourself. And that is what this program is all about. The equipments that you'll need, you will get loops and sliders in your pack. If you do not have your pack yet, you're just gonna have to do the best you can and modify. So if there's a move that requires loops, just do it without loops. If there is a move that requires slides, just figure out how to do that move without the sliders, or figure out a move that you can do to work the same muscle as you would if you had your sliders. If you're struggling with that or having trouble with that, reach out to your coach and they can help you. But it does not mean that you cannot get an insane workout in without the loops and sliders until they come in. A foam roller, you can get these at Walmart, Academy, any TJ Maxx even has them sometimes. This is going to be so important for you to ensure that you're helping keep your muscles really loose and flexible, and that you don't get too, like super stiff and stove up as you're engaging muscles that you probably have never worked before. So be sure to get one of those. You can also get one on the Beachbody website as well if you need help. Just be sure to ask. A yoga mat for those floor exercises like abs and stuff. And then weights. So this is a question that I get a lot, like how heavy of weights do I need? I'm going to encourage you to get a set of light, medium, and heavy. That looks different for everybody. If you have never worked out a day in your life and you're starting from square zero, this could probably look like 5s, 8s, 10s, maybe 12s. If you used to exercise and maybe you kind of fallen off track for a while and you're just getting back into it, this could look like 5s or 8s and 10s and 12s and maybe a set of 15s, or if you've been working out for a while. There are days that I use like 30 and 35 pound dumbbells on leg day, but for upper body I stick to like 8s, 10s, and 12s, sometimes 15. So it just kind of depends on where you're at. If you need help, be sure to ask your coach. But the loops and sliders will come in your pack. Just modify the moves to the best of your ability until it comes in. You should have gotten a shipping tracking email once your pack ships, so be sure to keep an eye out on it so that you can stay up to date with where it's at. Okay, so the eating plan. These are going to be some terms that you're going to hear come up pretty frequently, so we need to know what they are. Workout block. The purpose of this nutrition plan is to teach you about timed nutrition. So yes, you have these little containers that teach you, okay, you need 4 servings of vegetables a day, you need 4 proteins a day, you need 2 carbohydrates, you need 1 healthy fat. That is the purpose of the containers. Now, this workout block and the purpose of timed nutrition is to teach you how to eat specific foods around your workout so that you're maximizing your results from that workout. So your workout block is going to be the 4 to 5 windows surrounding your workout. We'll look at that in a second. Refeed day, do not worry about this until phase 2. You basically increase your carbs and eat a different type of carbs. Peak week is the final week of the program. We'll talk about that later. Supplements, some of you probably ordered the Energize and Recover with your program. Energize is a pre-workout, Recover is a post-workout. Hydrate is an electrolyte drink that you can drink during your workout, and then Recharge is kind of like a glycogen restorative shake that you can have before bed to help your muscles recover. If you did not order any of these supplements or the performance line with your pack, I would encourage you to try them out sometime. Especially the pre-workout and post-workout, they are total game changers, especially for this program. And then Shakeology, obviously, is your superfoods. Okay, so this is kind of that workout block and the time nutrition part of the program. This is taken directly from one of those meal plans on Beachbody On Demand. So I'm not just like, you have access to this. I'm not just making it up. So this is your workout block right here. It is essentially your pre-workout meal. It's if you're doing Energize here, it is you doing your workout and then having your post-workout recover with a fruit serving and then your post-workout meal. So essentially 2 meals with a post-workout protein and fruit. Now, there are copies of like these blocks with the performance line taken out. So if you did not order the pre-workout and the post-workout, just be sure that you're looking at the plan that doesn't have them included, okay? I know a lot of us ordered those, so I just wanted to be sure to throw that up here. It tells you specifically over here which color containers you should be eating at what time. Like it's so laid out for you. So for example, if this was my meal plan right here, and let's say I'm doing my workout like in the morning. When I wake up, I would have 2 eggs with a green container of spinach and some oatmeal with some peanut butter. That's my pre-workout meal. And then right before I do my workout, I drink my Energize if I'm using it. And then I do my workout. And then within 30 minutes after my workout, if I'm doing the Beachbody Performance Recover, I would have my Recover with a fruit blended into it. And then 1 to 2 hours after my workout, I would have some broccoli with some chicken and a sweet potato with some peanut butter on it or something like that. I'm just making this up. And that is my workout block. That is me eating 60 to 90 minutes before my workout to give my body fuel. It's me doing my workout. It's me like recovering my muscles with the post-workout Recover and a fruit. And then 1 to 2 hours after my workout, it's me, you know, refueling my body. Now, I don't want us to get super focused and freaked out about this timing right here. So here's the thing, and this is kind of how Autumn explained it to us in the coach test group. If you can eat a meal and immediately go do a workout, do it. But for some of us, we need to let our food digest a little bit before we can get our workout done. If that's you, eat, wait 60 minutes, then do your workout. Eat, wait 30 minutes. Eat, and then go straight to do your workout. The pre-workout meal doesn't matter as much as far as how soon before you work out you eat it. So if you are going to be doing a morning workout, which I encourage, and you just cannot wake up an hour and a half earlier to eat a breakfast essentially before you do your workout, that's okay. If you can eat and do your workout, go for it. You don't have to wait 60 or 90 minutes. The post-workout meal, you definitely want to keep between that hour to hour and a half after you do your workout, just to be sure that that food is, you know, being used as fuel to kind of restore glycogen to your muscles after your workout is over. So don't get so laser focused on this timing that you forget what the point of those meals are, if that makes sense. And then these are your other timed meals. So meal option 1 is a purple, a red, and a teaspoon. Meal option 2 is a vegetable, a fruit, and a blue, which is like cheese or almonds. And then this is for plan B, by the way. I'm just using this as an example. And then meal option 3 is a vegetable, a protein, a carbohydrate, a seeds or a dressing, which is the orange, and a teaspoon. So you'll notice that there's some little text under each one of these meals that are kind of explaining to you what they are. And you'll notice that, actually, I'm going to pump the brakes real quick. We'll talk about this in a second. There's time nutrition right there. That's the point of it. We'll get to kind of swapping those things around for a second. Okay, so you can move around meal options. However, you cannot separate and change containers within the meal options. So what I mean by that is, if I decide that, okay, so this is like my breakfast, my workout, my super early lunch, and then I have these 3 meals left, okay? Let's say that I don't want to have this meal before this meal. You can flip them. You can have this meal first and then this meal. The most important thing for you to remember is that you cannot separate these containers. So like the green needs to go with the purple, needs to go with the blue. You can't separate them, but you can swap them around as long as you keep those container sets together. Now there's an exception to this. You cannot move around the workout block options, which is your pre-workout and your post-workout meal. You can only swap out meal option 1 for your pre-workout meal. So follow me here. I know this gets, let me pump the brakes. This is a lot of information. What you need to do is just sit down, go through these slides that I'm going to share with you, go through your program materials that are on Beachbody On Demand, and just get a game plan. It takes time to get it figured out, and you do not have to be perfect right out the gate. Just do the best you can while you get all of this figured out. So what I meant, kind of jumping back in as to that last point, is we can't swap around containers, but we can swap around meals. And you'll notice right here under meal option 1, it says that if you find that the pre-workout meal is too heavy, or if you like need to eat and then get your workout done immediately, and it's just this pre-workout meal up here is just too much food before you do a workout, you can swap out this meal for this meal. But that's the only thing in this workout block up top that you can swap out. So if this is too big of a meal before your workout, you can swap it with meal option 1 right here. That's the only thing that you can touch in your workout block. This meal needs to stay those exact containers, and then you can swap these around however you want. So for example, If I need to wake up at 5 and start my workout at 5:30, and there is no way I can eat this big of a meal before my workout, then what I'll do is I'll move this one, this smaller meal, up here, and then I'll eat this one later on down here. But I'm keeping this one here. So you'll also notice right here that says that this meal works great for Shakeology. So when you get your Shakeology in the mail, Shakeology counts as a red container, and that will all be in your packet. So this could be Shakeology blended with fruit, blended with peanut butter. My favorite combination of Shakeology is vegan chocolate with half a banana and peanut butter. So that is what this meal could be. So if I wanted to swap these two out because this meal is too big for me in the morning, I could do my chocolate vegan Shakeology with half a banana and some peanut butter, do my workout, and then eat something else right here for my post-workout. So that's kind of what that means. You need to try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. If that is closer together or farther apart based on what your day looks like, that is okay. Just try to eat as frequently as you can in order to keep your metabolism going. What I like to do is set alarms in my phone. I don't have to do this anymore because I've gotten so used to the time nutrition. But for the first 3 weeks of the program, I had alarms set from wake up, eat my pre-workout meal, drink my Energize, do my workout, drink my Recover, have meal 1, have meal 2, have meal 3, just so that I could ensure that I was learning, how to stay on track with spacing out my meals so frequently. So set alarms in your phone. And then this is what I mentioned, this last little point a second ago. You don't have to eat, 60 to 90 minutes before your workout. If you feel comfortable, eating some food and then going to do a workout 5, 10, or 15 minutes afterwards, go for it. What matters is that you're just getting some fuel in your system before you do your workout. This is just kind of a picture that I wanted to show that really kind of shows how you can move those containers around. This is the meal option 1 that we talked about. You can flip-flop it for your pre-workout meal. And then this is straight from the meal plan guide that you have access to on kind of what an example meal plan would look like. So a pre-workout meal, egg, spinach, oatmeal, olive oil, you have your Energize, drink your Hydrate if you have it, do your workout. Then have your Recover with half a banana. And then your post-workout meal around lunchtime could be chicken breasts, some pasta, some squash, olive oil. And then your next meal could be your Shakeology with some blueberries and some almond milk. Your next one could be celery sticks, grapes, and hummus. Your last one, which would be supper, could be pasta, halibut, green beans, olives, and olive oil. So that is just kind of a sample meal plan. I think this is plan B. So here's the container counts up here. So plan B gets 4 greens, 3 purples, 4 reds, yada, yada, yada. So this is kind of what that would look like. And then you could swap these 2 around if you didn't want that big of a breakfast. So hopefully that makes sense. Your rest day, which is Sunday, looks a little bit different. You will eat the same number of containers. You can still move your meals around, but you cannot swap out containers with each option. You need to continue eating every 2 to 3 hours. You do not have your performance line on this day because you're not doing a workout. You're just stretching or foam rolling. And then if you are doing the performance line, that purple container that you would originally have with your Recover after a workout just gets moved to meal option 2 right here. So that's what that looks like on rest day. And then we'll talk about refeed day and deplete day after phase 1. So don't worry about that for now. Use a tracker. You can find these trackers anywhere. You can literally Google 80-day obsession, like meal planner, or 80-day obsession meal tracker, container tracker. You can use the ones that are given to you under your program materials. Whatever works best for you, be sure that you're tracking your containers so that you can ensure you are staying on track. It is very confusing at first. You will get the hang of it. I do not have to set alarms anymore, and I don't have to use a menu planner anymore because I know exactly what containers I'm supposed to eat at what time. So it does get easier, I promise. And I can say that because myself and a couple of the other coaches in the group are on day 39. Here are some additional trackers, and like I said, I'll share all of these files with you. This is a really awesome, let's see if it'll open. A really awesome tracker that a girl reached out to me about over on Etsy. There are trackers for your meals, for tracking progress, making grocery lists, all of that really fun stuff. And if you use this code Get Obsessed, I think she gives us like I don't know. I'm not going to say 50. I think it was 50% off actually. I think you can get those trackers for like $5 and they're just you just download them and print them. Here are some workout block examples. These are all in your guides. So for example, if you're going to be doing your workout at 7:30, this is kind of how you would eat around that. A workout at 6 p.m., this is kind of how you would eat around that. A midday workout, how you would eat around that. And then also be sure that you're looking at those meal plans that do not have the performance line included if you're not doing the pre and post workout. Use the container food list under program materials. So whenever we started our first 80-day obsession accountability group that started about 39 days ago, I had so many ladies reach out to me and they're like, okay, I got the entire meal plan down. I know exactly what I'm supposed to eat when, but how do I know what kind of proteins I can have? And I was like, did you look at the food list? So when you click on nutrition, there's a food list right here. This literally tells you all of the yellows that you can have, all of the reds that you can have, all of the fruits that you can have. So be sure that you print that so that you know kind of what fits in each container. So if you haven't looked at that yet and you're really confused as to what these containers are about that I'm talking about, be sure you do that. Another thing that I want to show those of you that do not have your packs yet, if you go to Google and you type in some combination of like portion fix container measurements or portion fix container equivalents and click on images, you'll find this image right here and it tells you in measuring cups exactly how much each container is. So like a green container of veggies is 1 cup of vegetables. So until your containers come in the mail, you can use something like this to measure your food out. And that really only leaves you not having Shakeology. You can use these as equivalents to measure your containers. You have access to your workouts and you're going to modify the workouts without your bands or sliders. So you should be able to start 100% on track tomorrow, even though you don't have your containers or your bands and loops. The only thing you'll have to substitute is your Shakeology. So I just wanted to show you all that for sure. The Team Beachbody blog, which if you log into your Beachbody On Demand website, on the homepage, you'll see this blog tab up here. There is so much goodness in this blog. 80-day obsession FAQ. Here's some pre-workout and post-workout meals for 80-day obsession. Just some really good just fitness and lifestyle stuff. So be sure to utilize that. I also want you to be sure to utilize Pinterest and Google for Shakeology recipes. And also on Beachbody On Demand, you may not know this, but whenever you purchase your All Access Challenge Pack with 80-day obsession, you have access to not only 80-day obsession, but every single program that we have, like every single program. And part of that is this Fixate cooking show right here that is hosted actually by Autumn and her brother. There are so many recipes on here, you guys, like banana oat pancakes, brown rice porridge. They're separated by like, these are all breakfast recipes. These are some, lunch recipes, sides and snacks. I mean, like just so much goodness. You have access to all of these recipes. You can click on program materials and you can, download the PDF version of all of these recipes. The great thing about these recipes is that they tell you the exact container count that goes with each one. So all you have to do is make sure that they fit your blocks. So for example, let me find one that I think would fit a block. Let's say that you have a block where you can eat a green, a red, and a blue. You could make this broccoli crust breakfast pizza and know exactly what containers that recipe would account for. So I just want to kind of show you that just so that you're aware of the fact that you have access to a ton of recipes that fit your meal plan. These are those Team Beachbody blog pre-workout, post-workout links that I was telling you all about. And now we'll talk about what's next so that we can get this wrapped up within the next 10 minutes or so. Meal prep. I know that it is 8:21 Central Standard Time the night before we're starting this program tomorrow. Maybe you've already meal prepped. Maybe you haven't because you were waiting for this kickoff call to kind of go over a few, last minute things. Either way, be sure that you just have some staples to go to tomorrow. Be sure you have some fresh fruit that you can use for your purples. Be sure you either have like some raw veggies, like some baby carrots or some celery or something that you can grab for vegetables. Or if you have, like some broccoli or Brussels sprouts in your fridge, throw them in the oven and get them roasted tonight. Be sure you have a couple protein options, boil some eggs if you have to, throw some chicken in the oven or ground up some, lean beef or turkey meat. Just have some staples prepped so that tomorrow you can get started out on the right track. The most important thing I feel like is ensuring that you know exactly when you should be eating. And it will look different for everybody because we all have different lives and different schedules and things like that. Some of us have kids and some of us don't, and some of us work and some of us don't. So be sure that you are planning your meals and what you're going to eat and set your alarms on your phone. You also need to be planning your workout times. Obviously, the whole purpose of this time nutrition plan is to eat around our workouts. So I encourage early morning workouts. If that is not your jam, you should try to make it your jam. It really kind of sets the tone for your day and helps keep you on track for the rest of the day. So you want to be sure that your workouts are written down just like, an appointment in your calendar or, a meeting that you have the next day, because it's just so insanely important. Don't stress out if you don't feel like you're prepared to start tomorrow. Don't stress out if you're confused by the time nutrition plan or if the workouts, the first workout that you do tomorrow is too challenging. Just don't stress out. Do your best. That's all you can do is do your best. And so I want to encourage you after this call is over to look at that Getting Started Right guide, look at the meal plan, set your alarms, plan tomorrow. And then tomorrow you can work on doing better the next day and the next day. And then you'll be on day 39 like myself and Mallory and Angela are. And it's going to be second nature to you to know exactly what you need to eat and when. You just have to make it a priority. So now I think I covered everything that I can think of, but I'm going to first open the floor to Mallory to see if, Mallory, can you think of anything that you have experienced in the program that you want to add, or just anything that you feel like would be useful for them to know going into tomorrow?
Hey, I would just say to give yourself a little bit of grace, because it is so much information. There's so many things that, I had to shift going into this. I think just realizing that we are all human and we can plan for everything as much as we can, but just don't beat yourself up on the days that maybe you missed a meal or something. Just realize that that's what your coach is for. That's what we're here for in the group, is to help you stay pumped about this, to help you stay accountable. And that if you oopsie one day, then that very next minute you can not oopsie anymore. You know what I mean? You have control over every single minute of your life. So at the moment that you want to take control back, just do it.
I love that. And I think that is like that is so key. Not just with this program, but with everything. It's not an all or nothing mentality. You can have every intention of going 100% all in to this entire program, and like Mallory said, have an oopsie, one day, like maybe you stress ate or you didn't get your workout done, or maybe it wasn't an oopsie, right? Like maybe you made a conscious decision to eat the pizza or whatever, or eat the ice cream or whatever the case may be. Just don't let that one splurge or treat turn into a day, turn into a week, turn into when you could be on day 40, you're starting over on day 1 because you didn't pick up and move on. So I think that's fabulous advice, and something that for me personally is something that 2 years into my health and fitness journey, I still struggle with. I still struggle with giving myself grace is the perfect way to put it. And just because I had a donut for breakfast doesn't mean that I have to have like Chipotle and Mazio's pizza for dinner, and that you can find balance and move forward and still make progress towards your goals while not beating yourself up along the way. I think that is the way to put it. Now I'm going to open it up to anybody that has questions. Any questions before we open it up for questions? Like we said, we know it is a lot of information. It's a lot. The meal plan's a lot. Maybe we should have done this kickoff call a couple days ago to give you a couple days to kind of plan for tomorrow. I want you to just do your best tomorrow. Do your best tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. And we'll just work on getting better, and more in tune with the meal plan and the workouts every single day from here on forward. So if you have not looked at the meal plan at all, you haven't looked at Beachbody on Demand at all, maybe you just got added like 2 hours ago. I added a couple ladies just a couple hours ago. If you haven't looked at any of it, I want to encourage you to do so before you panic or before you maybe even ask a question now. But if you've looked at everything and you still have questions, let me know. You can unmute yourself on your screen. Everybody's muted right now, but if you have a question, just unmute yourself. I'll wait just a couple seconds to see if anybody does so, since I can't see anybody's faces. Just a couple seconds. I think we've had some ladies come and go, which is totally fine. That's why I recorded this. I know Sunday evenings are crazy, busy for everybody, but I haven't seen anybody unmute themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we're good to go for tomorrow. If after this call, if you have questions that you want to work with your coach on, be sure to reach out to them. And if not, we will see you first thing in the morning over in my Challenge Tracker app. So I cannot wait to, we cannot wait to experience everything that this program is with all of you, because we know how life-changing it is, and we are so confident that it will do and be the same for you. So we will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday evening.